behind the scenes podcast where we take an inside look at what it takes to be in the media and entertainment industry. And today we got ourselves one of my, I want to say one of my closest friends, one of the best models I know,
Oh,
hands down one of the best creators around, Angie Bella on the scene. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course,
Oh my
of
God, I'm so
course.
happy to be here.
Yep, look at you wearing all white. Yes, queen.
Yes, you see it. Very clean, very polished, very grown, demure.
Okay, first let me address this. What does that mean, demure? 'Cause I keep hearing that on social media, like, oh, it's very demure. Is there
Demure
some?
is a saying that has been around for a very, very, very long time. It basically means very classy, very put together, not outlandish, not in your face, very to yourself, reserved, but also very, yeah, just very polished, classy. It's the same thing. But demure has that's something that the gays have been saying for millennia, literally millennia. Like I swear, it is not a new thing, but it's just popular right now.
Yeah, well, social media has a way of doing that.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
No, but yeah, but again, welcome to the show. I'm happy to have you here. I know that you've been in the industry for a minute. Like I know you do modeling,
Yes.
you act on occasion. Is there anything else I'm missing? 'Cause I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, I'm a production assistant as well, production coordinator. I've done set design, VHS work, editing, you name it. Can
Dang,
pretty
she's
much
been
do
all
it
over the
all.
place. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to make it out in this world, you have to be a jack of all trades. So, you know.
Amen to that. I agree
Yes,
with
yes,
that.
yes.
But let me ask you this, because I know since you've worked on both sides of the camera, do you have like a preference, or do you have like
Oh,
what's your
for
take, or what's your
sure.
take on like,
Well, so are you asking me what is my favorite
uh,
overall?
yeah, like if
What
you
I would
like,
prefer?
yeah, I know you said you worked both behind the scenes, but you
Correct.
also worked on the set itself as a model, as an actress in that occasion. So it's
Right.
like, what would you say is your, your favorite, or like how you feel about
Yeah,
like,
my production coordination jobs are by far like the best for me. I get to tell people what to do and get paid for it. I don't think it gets any better than that. I don't think it gets any better than that. I will say it is an extremely tiring job. So you're constantly up before everybody is. You get all the paperwork done. You make sure everyone on the team is well aware of what's going on today. And then you're the last one to go home. Everyone has to get paid. All the invoices have to get sent out. Like, so it's a heavy job with a heavy price tag for a good reason. So I would say, yeah, definitely production coordination, and then right after that, probably a lot of like BTS work, so VHS work and candid photos. Gotta be my favorite. Definitely way better than modeling in front of the camera for sure. Like for sure, for sure.
no, but to be honest, I actually didn't know that you. Cause I do remember like we did talk about like you did work behind the scenes to like to some extent, but I didn't know it was that extent. So wow, I feel embarrassed. No, I'm joking.
Nah.
No, but honestly, like when it comes to like working behind the scenes, I know like you said it's tiring, but it's definitely work to me. Like working behind the scenes as a photographer, videographer, graphic designer, it's to me I love it. It's worth it to some extent sometimes.
Right,
But
right.
it depends on like, but also like for them, I know like when like working with you, it's always a good time. It's always fun. Um, but yeah, but when it comes to like, cause like in the industry and stuff like that, cause I know for like over the last couple of years, it started like you have more females that are starting to get involved in behind the scenes. They're starting to get more involved in the industry itself. So um, one thing I wanted to ask about is like how to like being in the industry as a female, but also having knowledge on both sides of the spectrum. Do you feel like one helps you do the other, or is it like how do you feel?
Well, for me, I feel like I was only half as good as a model because I didn't understand the basics behind the camera. I feel like there's no way you can fully understand what it is that the person behind the camera needs and is expecting of you until you're in that place. I think it was one of the best decisions in my career to go through that route and really learn what it means to even set up a light, right? Because even to set up lights is a whole art form in itself.
Thank you for saying that. Thank
Like
you.
it is. It truly is. And if you don't have the right lighting, then the whole vibe is off. You know, if you don't have the right settings on your camera, like everything is just gonna look terrible. Even down to dumping footage, which is a saying when you just transfer footage over from a hard drive to another hard drive. Literally, it's just everything is so specific and everything is just so important when it comes to you being in front of the camera. Like, there's no way you can literally sit there and call yourself a model. I'm sorry, it might be a little controversial, but you can't call
You're allowed to
yourself
be
a
controversial.
model.
Please go ahead.
You can't call yourself a model if you don't understand how hard everything is and how much work it takes in order to even get you in front of that camera. Before you step in front of that camera, a million steps have been taken to ensure that once you do, things are in check. And I feel like every model should just be more aware of the camera crew. Like they're here for a reason, for sure. Like definitely a help. 10 out of 10. I wouldn't have done it any other way. I wouldn't.
I'm just gonna say this: everybody watching that works behind the scenes right now, they're cheering for you because of the fact that you said that.
I mean, it's because like I really care about the team. You know, when I step on set, I say hi to everyone because everyone's just as important as me. I would not be here if it wasn't for the people that were also here trying to help me look good in front of this camera. It just wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work.
And now you'll know why I love her.
Literally. I mean, it should be common sense. I feel like at this point.
I agree with that. Unfortunately, I feel like in this industry, common sense goes out the window sometimes.
Yeah.
But do you have like a memory or like a well? First, how did you get into like production coordination stuff like that? Was it like you weren't like
Someone gave me the chance. They saw me on set, kind of doing a little more than I should in terms of making sure everything is good. Or
just threw you in the fire, huh?
yeah, like kind of like they just saw me working on set and working with people and production. Even though I was just a model, my job wasn't to make sure batteries were full and SD cards were not being overfilled, and everything was it was chaotic. But all it took was one person that saw how I can command a room, I can get everything together, and they gave me a shot. And ever since then, I I literally couldn't look back. I literally could not look back. So honestly, it really does just take you putting yourself out there. You can't go into production work looking at it like money signs. Like, you just can't. Same thing with modeling, but really with production work, you cannot look at it with money signs because you're gonna have to start doing free stuff, and you kind of have to just show people that you can do these things because they're not going to just pay someone that they can't ensure that can handle the job. Like, you have to be able to handle the job even without pay in order for me to give you $5,000 so that you can do the next job, which I know you're going to situate for me. So yeah, definitely.
No, like you hit the nail on the head. Like, to be honest, like for me as a photographer, like when I first started, I always was like one of my mentors. He, same as you said, you have to get your foot in the door. You have to, be willing to take the hit with pay every now and then, like in order to get the experience, get the knowledge, but also so that it builds a rapport. So, like for example, I know in my situation, like for example, one of my mentors, like when I first met my mentor, we were at a campaign shoot for a designer, and he's never seen me work before, but he's heard of me from the guy that was running the shoot itself.
Right.
So throughout the time he would see how I moved, how I worked, how I interacted with the designer, the models, all that. And then after the shoot, he pulled me aside and said that of all the people that I've worked with, something about you sticks out. And I was like, oh no, what do you mean?
Right.
Like,
that
because
a little scary.
Because like I don't know, like I don't know why I've been like this, but I kind of get defensive when someone's like, when the following one is like, oh, we need to talk, or
Oh yeah. Oh
or
yeah.
I just had something I need to
Rule the rule.
like as soon as he said there's something about you that's different, I'm like, oh no, I'm about to get the boot.
Right.
And he talked about how like the way that I talk to the models, you don't talk to them as you don't see them as just objects. You actually see them as a person. You interact with the models. You make sure they're okay. You make sure that the person, not the model, the person is doing good. And I feel like in this industry, a lot of people forget that. Like they forget we're humans. We go through things. So
Correct.
I feel like working behind the scenes, you do get that. You can build that rapport. You can build that relationship, but also you can actually see the person for who they are, not just someone you see on camera. So
Right.
for you in this case, like when it came to working in the industry and stuff like that, and from that aspect, and then when you jump into modeling, there's like a clear difference, right? But I think, well, let me put it this way: like when it came to making that, like jumping from there to there, do you find it difficult, or is it like because you?
It was difficult. It was very difficult. There was a lot of there was a lot of men in the BTS realm that couldn't wrap their head around like this pretty girl wanting to do my job, right? And I got downplayed a lot. Like there were many times where people felt like, no, we'll just get someone else to do the job, and they'll always just go get a man, which is like I understand, like being a woman, like I get it, but at the same time, like my work really speaks for itself, and I feel like no matter how many no's you get, there's still gonna be someone who says yes and is gonna put you at the forefront, and you'll shine brighter than ever. And it's really important for people to understand like that shift is always going to be hard no matter what you do in life. It's always going to be hard, and you have to be able to not only accept the good that comes with it but the bad, because there are going to be people who are just not going to give you that shot, but there's going to be one at some point. Like there's going to be someone who believes in you, and even if it's just you, it's still someone who believes in you.
Couldn't agree more.
Mhm.
Like one of my favorite actors, Denzel Washington. He was on a talk show. Forgot what the show was called, but he talked about how being able to do what he does, acting, it's a gift. It's people they always talk about how, oh, for photographers it's easy. All you gotta do is push a button, but it's like there's more to it than that. And I think social media does play a role in that ideology of, oh, it's just easy because now everybody is a photographer,
Correct.
everybody's a model. But it's like, in my opinion, I feel like if you don't put in the work to better your craft, you're just to put it in simpler terms, you're sleeves with a camera,
Correct.
or you're just a social media model, or
No,
you're a
correct.
social media like model, influencer, whatever. Like as a model, kind of know you put like just seeing, like you said, your work speaks for yourself.
Correct.
And if you check out her page, check out her page definitely, and you'll see that she knows what she's talking about.
Right.
But speaking of that, like as a model, like when it comes to preparing for shoots or even like coming up with concepts or stuff like that, is there like a process that goes through your head, or like something that you go through when it comes to like vetting for, like if a photographer were to hit you up and
Mhm.
say, hey, he wants to do a shoot, like what goes through, like what's that process
So
for you?
my number one rule, right, is give everyone a chance. Especially me personally, when it comes to working with new photographers, of course they have to pay my rate in order to be able to shoot with me, because especially if their work isn't up to par. Like honestly, I've had a lot of situations where photographers that have been photographers for maybe, I want to say like 10, 11, 12, like they always throw out these crazy numbers, right? And it means nothing to me because your work doesn't speak for it. So with new photographers, unfortunately, they do have to pay my rate. You can still work with me. You can still post all the pictures you want to post, whatever, you edit it how you want to, because I'm very big on you pay me for my time. That has anything that happens after that has nothing to do with me. That is for you. That is your content. It is not my content. You own all the rights. You do what you want with the content. I have a beautiful, beautiful relationship with a lot of amazing photographers in NYC. So most of the time, I don't even come up with these concepts. most of the time, the concepts you see on my page are actually my photographer friends reaching out to me like, I need someone to do this, and you're the only person I know that can. And it's an exchange where, I know I can bring to them exactly it is what they need, and I get amazing pictures out of it. And it's a win-win for the both of us, and I think sometimes a lot of models forget that you can't necessarily expect people to constantly give you these amazing opportunities and stuff like that when they don't even know you. You're just a pretty face. It's sad, but a lot of girls are just pretty faces with no brains and no business manners. They don't understand the concept of I need to win and you need to win. They only view it like I need to win. It's just about me. But it's not about you. This person needs to be able to see it through as well. So ultimately, like, I don't know. Like, I don't really, all I can say is just get really close to your photographers. Be nice to them. Pay them. Pay your photographers. Like, and if you don't pay them in physical money, pay them in your time, pay them in your respect. Make sure you tag them. Make sure that if there's anything wrong with the picture, express that to them. Don't post anything online and bashing anyone's name. We're grown adults. It's like conversations need to be had. They're uncomfortable, but they need to be had. Like there's literally, yeah, there's nothing else to it, honestly.
No, but like I feel like no, like you hit it on the head. Like as a photographer, from my understanding, like you said, like your work should speak for itself. And I know from working with you, like I said, when I first wanted to work with you, I'll admit I was a little intimidated because I'm like, here's this model who probably has thousands of people hitting her DM. So what makes me? What will make me stand out? And so it's like for me, I was intimidated at first, and then when I did get the opportunity to work there, I was like, okay, I need to make sure I do this right. I gotta make sure like I was trying to be perfect, but
Right.
then over time, like before we did our first shoot together, like I was like, you know what, look, you got the opportunity to work with her. You're trying to be perfect, but perfect doesn't exist,
Correct.
unfortunately. So all you can do is just do your best to try to get it to the vision that you want. You know she's gonna kill it. All you gotta do is just bring your A game, stuff like that. And I hope I did. Like from
You did.
okay, good. I can breathe
You
now.
did. You did. Trust. I personally don't. Like I said, I give everyone the chance, but at the end of the day, if I feel like just the content isn't there, then it's like I do end up wasting my own time, like, and unfortunately there are a lot of shoots where I do have to, can't, like, not even cancel, but not even accept, because I just feel like it just wouldn't be that beneficial, um but regardless, I still give everyone that shot to show me, like, what do you have? Do you have potential? Are you in it for the right reasons? What is your overall goal doing this? Because you know better than anyone as a man in the industry. Like, there are a lot of men with cameras who just do it to just see the girls, like, and just be able to talk to them and have a reason to talk to them. And it's like, if only they knew that just being nice to this girl and having a genuine friendship with this person, you could always talk to this person and it doesn't have to be weird. You don't have to be weird about it or flirt or anything like that. Like, I don't know, but I can't always blame the photographers, because there are a lot of models too who be flirting. Y'all be flirting with these photographers and y'all be acting like y'all don't, but I see the messages.
I'm not gonna put anybody on the spot. I'm not trying to get
Right.
canceled.
No, right. I'm not gonna put no one on the spot, but y'all know who y'all are.
No, but let me also ask you this. Cause I know, like for example, like when Hollywood, when a lot of actors they get typecasted. Like for
Yes.
example, look at James McVoy, I think his name is.
Yes.
Like how he usually like first he played as Xavier X or whatever the character's name is from like X
Right.
Men, but then now you see him he usually plays like that psychopath psycho
Right.
type of character. So if like in modeling and stuff like, do you think like models get typecasted or a certain way or
I
like?
think you can only get typecasted if you typecast yourself. If you only pose a certain way, if you only make a certain face, if you only have a certain hairstyle, if you don't if you don't switch it up, you typecast yourself. You put yourself in that box. I don't think anyone can put you in that box until you put yourself in that box first. Um, it when you go to my page, if you do, like, you'll see an array of different looks and vibes and energies, auras, and it's extremely important, especially if you want to be a legit model that makes money. You have to be able to adapt and change. Like, there's way too many girls that will get on set and say, I'm not wearing that. Why? Like, during fashion week, there was big issues because women were literally like, oh, I don't like this dress. What do you mean? This is not about you. That, like, you are literally the model that puts on the clothes, and you need to make anything and everything look beautiful. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of
That's
course.
your job. That's your job. Your job isn't to sit here and have fun or be able to post it on Instagram or whatever the case may be. Your job is to do your job. Literally put on the clothes, strut in it, go back home. That's what you need to do. I think girls just expect too much nowadays. Like, they expect too much for doing the most little bit amount of work and effort. And yeah, it's terrible. It's honestly very terrible.
Like in my opinion, I feel like, don't get me wrong, I agree to some extent, but also it's not just female. It's not just female models. Like a lot of male models, there's even though male models like a dime a dozen, unfortunately, in this
Right.
industry, like there are a lot of male models and females who have that mindset where it's like, oh, they picked me, so I'm special. Like, don't get me wrong, yes, you're special because you got chosen for like fashion week or you got chosen to do a shoot. But I mean,
Right.
to some extent, it's like, okay, you have to understand, you're still there to work. Like you said, you're there to work. You're
Right.
there to, like, you got picked for fashion week, you got picked to walk the runway, you got picked for a shoot, you got picked for a campaign, whatever the case may be. But you still have to show up. You still have to do your
Yes.
job. You still have to still do your role and stuff
Yes.
like that. But also, if, the reason why I asked about, like, do you feel like models get typecasted is because, like, I'll be honest, and if I may, I remember when I first worked with you. I
Mhm.
know, like, a lot of people, like, when they first, like, I remember one of my photographer friends. I remember we were talking about, like, when I wanted to book you for a shoot.
Mhm.
He was like, "Oh, are you gonna do like this type of shoot, or you gonna do this?" I'm like, "I'm not sure what I want to do yet." He's like, "Well, a lot, like, if you look at her page, she does like a lot of this. Not
Right.
you particularly, but like a lot of models like do this type of work and
Right.
stuff like that." So I know in your case, like you said, you have a wide range of stuff, which is definitely good because not a lot of models do that. Even a lot of photographers, we don't do that. Like, do you think photographers get typecasted too?
Um. Yes, but again, I think they do it to themselves because I think mm, there's no way as a photographer you're gonna tell me that you just don't know how you're only shooting girls that are naked. Like, that's a lie. Like, that's a lie. You're purposely putting yourself in the position to shoot these girls naked, and that's what you do. And off rip, you put yourself in that box. There are photographers who make it their game to flirt with women and models, and I think that's another typecast. Like, they're doing it to themselves. It's not like girls are just going out of their way and saying, like, oh, the all photographers flirt. No, they don't say that because it's not true. There are certain men in the industry, y'all know who they are, that flirt with women all the time, and they have bad business because of it. And there's nothing, like, literally
That's all
nothing
it is.
that
It's a
anyone,
business.
yeah, it's a business. Like, there's nothing I could do. There's nothing I can say. Like, like, I really think we reflect what we think of ourselves. Like, I would never sit here and think, oh, I'm just the Latina girl, with whatever I look like. It never fits because I can wear anything. I can look like anyone. I can give you the aura of anything. Like, it doesn't. It shouldn't. You're a model. Like, you shouldn't be so. You know.
Closed minded.
I wouldn't even say that. I just think it's more like they're almost scared to be different. Like, they try so hard to be different that they end up becoming like each other. So there is no difference. There is no difference in the clothes and the makeup and the hair and the attitudes, like there's no difference.
Something that you said like, about how they try to be the same, but also sometimes that they get scared. Like I feel
Hmm.
like, in my opinion, like, especially now, especially like around like when the Me Too movement
Yes.
happened and stuff like that, I definitely feel like the mindset it didn't change, but you could definitely tell like there was some hesitation and stuff like that, only because like you have some photographers who unfortunately are creeps, but I feel
Right.
like when the second one, I know for in my this is just my opinion. I feel like when one photographer screws up, it falls on the rest of us. Like for example,
I
like
really wouldn't say that's the case at all. I worked with some of the top models in New York specifically, and it's definitely not like that. Like girls are gonna shoot with people who they know do good business. Period. Um, I just think photographers are not ready to be held accountable for how they act and treat models. So it could feel like, a lot of photographers are getting the flack for one, but it's just we're also going to hold everyone else accountable just like we held this man accountable. And vice versa. I very much feel like models do be getting held accountable, but like you said, I could feel like, oh, they put that message on all models, and it's like it's not true because you're still gonna work with who you know does good business. Period. Literally.
like I like how you said accountability because like one thing I hope you can attest to this. Like one thing I always do for models, I always say like, "What are you comfortable shooting?"
Oh
or "What are
yes.
you like are you okay to doing?" Like I'll send them a consult. I say, "Are you comfortable with this?"
Right.
If they say no, I push away. I don't try
Right.
to force my way around it. But I feel like also something that I do. I hope other photographers do this as well. I always tell models, if you feel comfortable, I want you to have somebody at the shoot as well, someone to hold me accountable, also so that you feel safe
Right.
with that person.
It's that one is a back and forth though because there are certain girls. See, but this is why it's
Well,
funny. This is why it's funny
Well,
because
I'm sorry. Well,
yeah.
I allowed them. I not allowed them. I'm sorry. I let them know like, hey, if you want to bring somebody to the shoot, you're more than welcome. I'm not like that photographer. Let me also say this: if you're a photographer and you're somebody who is hell bent on just being you and the model, in my opinion, that it's not that I feel like there's nothing wrong with that if you know the model and you have like that type of relationship.
Right.
But if it's somebody new and if it's somebody that you haven't worked with before, definitely have them feel safe and feel comfortable. But that's just my opinion. But
Right.
you
From my perspective, I'm gonna give my perspective as a model and as someone who's behind the camera
please do.
on production. Ooh, as
Oh
okay,
no, oh
right,
no,
this
what
is
did I
gonna be
do?
so okay. As a model, I'm gonna be very, very honest. If you are not comfortable for it to just be you and a photographer in a space, especially let's say just a random studio, right? An
All right.
actual studio that has cameras, has somebody checking you in, like you're not a model. Like I'm sorry to say, like I and it that might sound a little harsh, but like
You're allowed to be harsh. Please give your opinion.
there's no way you can call yourself a model but you're not comfortable being by yourself because there are going to be times where you're going to be in a room surrounded by 20, 25 people and you're the only woman there. And yes, there are times where you can't bring like as someone who's behind the camera, I don't want unnecessary people there because then they have unnecessary opinions about stuff that has nothing to do with them. So it's like me personally, don't bring your friends. Don't bring your auntie. Don't bring your cousin. Don't bring your sister. Your bro. Don't bring them because what does that have to do with anything? If you're too scared to come and do your job, don't come. I don't need you there. But also as as a model, I get where it's coming from, you know. But at this again, I still very much feel like you cannot call yourself at that point. You're not a model. You're just someone taking pictures. I'm I'm just
No, 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 no. No, no. I'm not, hey, this is your opinion. I'm just letting. I'm letting
yeah.
you. I'm letting you rock. Letting you rock.
No, oh God, no, but I'm. It's just I'm being honest. Like I'm just being very honest. Like I think if you are too uncomfortable to be with a photographer, in a setting where there are lights and cameras and everything's going on and you're just so nervous, you shouldn't be there. I don't think you should be there. I think you should go home. Like, I don't. Why are you here? Because then at that point, you're not a model. You're just taking pictures. You're a regular civilian taking pictures, professional pictures with a photographer. Which
Okay.
even then, you still shouldn't be bringing anybody. Like, because I've been on set multiple times where the cousin and the sister or whatever is like, oh, yeah, get me. I want some pictures. And it's like, if you don't get the fuck off my set right now, like, no, like, absolutely not. Unless you paying $250 just like your sister did, get off, because it's just not happening. It's just not happening. That's just my outlook on that. But it's
You're please, you're allowed to have the opinion. Mine
Yeah,
is
of
her
course.
opinion. I'm not forcing you to say this.
Right. No, I'm just saying from your perspective, well, it's appreciated, of course. It's always appreciated, that you give that option. And even the conversations prior to us even meeting up for the booking is very reassuring. Understanding what we're doing at what times, what is expected of me, what I'm expecting from you. If I have, again, any concerns or anything like that, I voice them, you handle it. Like, that's how business should be conducted. And if all those things are handled, why are you bringing somebody? Are they going to hold the light? Are they holding the light? What are they doing?
I do have. One thing I do also is like I've had moments where I have somewhere the model has asked, "Hey, can I bring someone to shoot?" And I tell them, "Yeah, you're allowed to bring them. That's fine." But then there are times when they do, I do put them to work sometimes. But one thing I want to ask this, like, cause you said it, like, you're not a model. Like, there's some points like, ah, sorry.
You're good.
So actually, let me ask this. So with social media and stuff like that, there's models, there's influencers, there's social media models, there's models, there's social media models, there's Instagram models. Like, where to you, what defines a model? Like, I know you hit it, I know you talked about it, but like, if you were to put it in your own words, your definition, like a model, like not a model, like somebody that deserves to get booked, deserves the rate that they get booked, stuff like that.
Definitely someone who can be molded and formed to execute the the person that booked the model's vision. Like, I am nothing but, you could think of me as a mannequin that you dress up and I go out there and I'm your product. Legit. Like, I have to be able to sell something for someone else. And even if it's not even just selling a fantasy, right? Because then you could think about, like, even music video vixens. There's just a certain level of you're selling a fantasy. You're selling an idea of, oh, this man has so much money and he's just so rich and he has it all figured out and he has all the girls. And it's like, as soon as we get paid, we all go home. So does that artist. The chains come off, the watch comes off. Like, you have to be able to do your job as a model and be able to form yourself to whatever that person's vision is. And if you can't do that, then you're not a model. You're just a person who takes pictures. Like, and I can't, like, I literally can't stress it enough. Like, no matter what type of modeling you do, you just can't call yourself a model until you are literally moldable. I should be able to put anything on you and you make it work. I should be able to give you a piece of fabric and you make it work.
I am so happy I wanted you on the show. But all right. So one thing I want to do also is I wanted to take a look at some of the photos of that you've shot, that you Sorry, folks. But yeah, cause I love your work. I love working with you.
Thank you.
And photographers definitely book her for a shoot. Like, she is worth it. Like, for example, one of my favorite photos was actually, if I can pull it up, and unfortunately my phone hates me every now and then, but oh yeah, make sure you follow her on Instagram too. If you want to shout out your Instagram, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Angie Bella XO. It's probably gonna be like somewhere in this area right here.
Don't worry, I got you.
It's gonna be placed somewhere, but definitely follow me, hit me up if you need any tips. definitely, I'm the person to ask for sure.
Definitely. Oh, and one thing I also want to say is this as well. Like from my experience, 'cause I remember the first time I met you, it was at a meetup,
Yes.
and one thing that I loved about you was the fact that you were open to helping other models,
Yes.
but also like like you're open to helping other models. You were encouraging, but also like it wasn't like, even though I'll be quite honest, everybody wanted you. You made sure everybody was involved.
I
I'm
mean,
just
of
I'm.
course.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. I think of I'm not dumb. I know. Like I'm aware of these things, but in my mind, it's like if they do better, like it'll take off more work from my plate. So obviously, like at the meetups, right? It would just be like, oh, we need to shoot Angie, and all the photographers. I'm like, listen, over there, go over there, go over there, go over
Yeah,
there.
that's the one thing that as a photographer, especially at a lot of meetups and stuff, not just that meetup, but like a lot of meetups I've been
Right.
at has always been more models and no, I'm sorry, it's always been more photographers than
Right.
models, and it's like if just that one model is there, it all just flock over. And I remember one time I was at a meetup over in Coney Island, and this was like I think 2 3 years ago, and there was one model who was in this. She was like in this red Baywatch type of swimsuit, and every photographer just flocked over in that direction because she was in the water. And it's like I'm looking, I'm like I want to join that, but I look, but as I'll admit, I started walking over in that direction. But when something that caught my eyes, I see three other models that's just standing to the side, and I'm just like, hold on, they they are here too. So I pulled my friend aside. Hey, come on, let's work with these girls. And he's like, no, 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 no. I'm like, boy, if you don't get your
But like at the same time, I kind of understand why they would want to go
in that direction.
right. Like ultimately, I feel like listen, here's the best tip I could give girls that are starting out. If you go to these meetups, right? Bring the best outfit you have. And if you don't have a best one, go buy one. Because as soon you need to look your best. Like you literally need to look your best. You need to be captivating. Because if you're not, no one's going to want to shoot you. No one's going to want to shoot you. That's just I'm just being very honest. And then there's even times where you'll get your pictures taken but you won't get them. They didn't come out good.
Oh yeah, photographers, please send the pictures. Please, 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 please. If you worked with a model, you paid for the time, they paid for your time. Please send the photos.
Literally, the least you can do is send 3 to 5 pictures. Just pick a random 3 to 5. Like literally, pick your favorite 3 to 5. Send them to her. Like it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. It's coming from someone who's literally like working around the clock on both sides. It's not that hard. It's not. You can do it on your phone. Like you can literally do it on your phone. Like there's no reason to be keeping pictures. I know y'all photographers are watching this. Y'all owe me pictures. I want my pictures. Thank you.
Well, anyway, speaking of pictures, like it finally loaded. This is one of my favorite photos of you, and I'll show it on the camera. But
Oh my God,
that's one of my favorite
yes.
photos. And first, I have to say that blue looks
Gorgeous.
nice.
Yes, thank you.
I feel like we have talked about. I'm not sure. Is that your favorite color, or am I thinking a different color?
I don't have a favorite color. I don't have a favorite color.
No.
No,
Never
I really
mind.
don't. I really don't. I think different like different energies of mine, like different points in my life. I have different like colors I am attracted to, but I wouldn't say they're like my favorite. So like right now I'm into like neutrals, but there are definitely times where I'm a big like red girl, or I like purple or pink or blue, you know. But
Yeah, that.
it's very my mind is very changed with the times coded. So I'm never very like I'm never situated on one color. I could never be. But this picture was taken by Juju, my great friend Juju. Shot it, amazing, literally 10 out of 10. Like one of my, I want to say definitely one of my closer like photographer friends. Like absolutely fantastic.
Well, actually, here, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot, because this is something that I picked on. A lot of models, even photographers, we have like a signature that we go to. Like for example, I know one of my photographer friends, he loves to do like the close up portraits, and he's known for that.
Yes.
So let me ask this: on your Instagram page, do you feel like you have a signature, or is there like a post that you have on it that's like this is who defines you in a sense?
I don't. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I'm just very like I don't know. I've been told I have a lot of sex appeal, so I think that's pretty much just my signature. I think
I
it's
would
just the overall
I
sex
would comment
appeal.
on that. I would comment, but I'm trying to be. I'm not. I'm joking, but no.
Trying
But
to
to be
be
honest,
PG.
oh no, trust me. No, but
No, you're good.
no, but another photo that I like, and it shows a different range. It's can I show this one?
Yes, yes.
Like this one. This is one of my favorite photos. Well, they're all. I don't want to say all of them are my favorite because that makes me sound desperate. I'm joking, but
It's okay. Trust me, I totally get it.
no, but like one thing I like about that photo is it shows confidence. Like you have this pure angelic look with the wings, and I think Mingo shot this or
Yes, Mingo's media production. He shot this. We was up in upstate, like Catskill, I think it's
Catskills,
called.
yeah.
Yes, we went. This was wow, 2 years ago now, and it was like around the October-ish vibe, and it was kind of cold, but we made it happen. We hiked. We hiked about like an hour. It was like the background that you see on those pictures, that's real. Like all of that is real. Like we really saw that. So it was absolutely gorgeous. Like I remember that day so clearly, and I think this might be one of like my top three. Like
oh no, yeah, I was about to
it's
say that has to be
definitely
that. I feel like
yeah.
that like if you had a tier list that definitely is like up
I
there.
think that picture is very slept on. Like I don't think I've really seen anyone do Angel like that before. Like very
But usually,
simplistic and nice.
but the one thing I like about it is like you talk about like you say that like and it's not just your signature, but it's something that a lot of people
Correct.
pick up on. And when I look at this, it's like yes, like there is a sex appeal there. You have like you have the panties, you have the the short top. But what I see here is like there's a woman who has like that elegant grace to it. Well, yes, there is still the sex appeal,
Right.
but it's that like little elegant touch to it that kind of doesn't that is not what's the word? It's like a hint of elegance in there, but it's like you could pick up on it.
Yeah.
So it's not just like another model showing off, showing off skin. But that
he captured it. I don't think anyone else could have captured it the way how he did. Honestly, like,
yeah, like one thing I love the lighting. I love the like it's like I don't know how he set the lighting, but from what I've seen,
overhead.
it's like yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
like just that overhead like
Yeah.
that is definitely
Just
it's a
one
hard
overhead.
technique. It
It
is a hard
is.
technique to get, but
Honestly, he set it up within maybe 10 minutes, and we got those shots within maybe 15 minutes of shooting. And that's one thing about me. I'm a very fast shooter.
yeah, sure.
I don't like to overshoot. I don't want to sit here and do a million poses. All I need is 3 to 5 good photos, and we're good. Literally, we could wrap it up once it's done. Honestly, but absolutely gorgeous. Wow, like literally.
Now I'm jealous. 'Cause I'm kind of hoping that I get something like that, but
Trust me, like it's very it's when people say you're a good model, I like, especially when photographers, videographers, they say, oh my god, you did such an amazing job. Always say, well, it takes two, because I can only look as good as you make me look. I could look terrible and you're gonna get this film, and it's gonna look great still because you did a great job. But it takes two. It always takes two.
well, speaking of which, before I forget,
Mm-hmm.
I do have a gift for you.
Okay.
This was from. Okay, I am nervous now because after seeing this photo, I'm like, oh, I fucked up.
No, why?
No,
Why would
no.
you say that? Why
No,
would you
because
say that?
remember that Valentine's Day shoot that we did?
Yes.
And then I did remember. I think your birthday was coming up, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
right? And I did want to get you a gift because I appreciate all the time and stuff that we work together, the time that you're willing to work with me, and deal with my foolishness every now and then.
No, literally.
But I did ask you, was there a photo that you liked from that shoot? And I do remember you said this one.
Yes. I remember. Oh my god.
So first, before I forget,
Mm-hmm.
this I got from Canvas Champs, not a sponsor, but definitely like photographers. I would definitely recommend like if you are into canvas prints, check these guys out because they're affordable and the quality is really good. And this is the first time I actually had this thing open. I just opened it literally before the show started.
Wow.
And we shot this in what, February?
Yes.
So
February.
early February. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 7 months, this thing has not left the seal.
Just sitting. In.
Don't worry, it was protected. It was still covered,
Oh
but
yeah, of course.
well,
Oh
let me
my
show you
God.
first.
Okay.
And then if you want to show, you may.
I literally look like an angel. This is insane, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God. In the light, it looks even better. Like,
But yes, that's my gift to you.
absolutely gorgeous.
I'm sorry it took too long to actually get it to you.
This is so beautiful. Thank you so much.
No, of
Oh my
course, of
God.
course. But if
The
I
shoot was fantastic. The shoot was absolutely
put that right
fantastic.
there. But the one thing that I loved, like I said, like first off, the one thing that got to me, your eyes.
Yeah.
That because I feel like that's why I also asked if you had a signature. Because the one thing I picked up on, whenever you look at whatever picture you take, I always get drawn to your eyes first. Your eyes are just what catches me first.
Yeah.
Like yes, like okay, in this one, yes, you got the nice body, but ah, sorry. Yes, nice body, love the outfit, but what it was just your eyes. Like you, it's like you're just gazing into the soul and stuff like that.
I mean,
but also, it's like
smizing. It's literally
there we go. I was looking for that
smizing
word.
with the eyes. So I could thank Tyra Banks for that. The Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model, since I was little, definitely taught me smizing and how to smile with your eyes, how to be angry with your eyes, everything, literally everything. So I definitely see what you mean. I have gotten a lot of compliments on my eyes, but
yeah, I know we've worked, I think 3-4 times over the last couple of years, but this is by far one of my favorites that we've done. Like I love,
would say too.
like there was this photo, but there was another one that I did want to print, but I was like, I don't know. I don't remember you were a fan of. I think I do that's how, folks. Sorry, I do cartoon voice when I get nervous. But I do remember there was another photo that I took that I personally liked, but this one.
Yes, absolutely gorgeous.
Am I allowed to show that one?
Gorgeous. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, whew.
For sure.
But yeah, but this one is one of my personal favorites also because I love. It is sexy, it is sensual, but there's like that hint of grace to it that I would try to get like as a.
I think
but I'm sorry.
it's the perfect amount of I can see stuff, but I can't even see anything. Like, which makes it very. Like it's not sexy. I wouldn't call it sexy. It's
what would you call it?
Very
demure.
Very demure. No, it's not demure. I would say it's just very beautiful. It's very elegant. Like I don't know. There's something very like serene about it. It's very nice. It's almost like a timeless. Like you know when you go into like, damn, I don't want to say like I'm like a timeless art piece. That's so bad.
You are.
But no, hell no.
No, okay. If you're not gonna say it, I'll say it. Timeless, wonderful, masterpiece, 100% worth it. Do I need I say any more?
No, not at all. No. Yeah, that's that picture. Yeah, it's one of those that I can tell even 50 years from now, it's still gonna give that same elegant feeling. Like literally, exactly what you said, for sure.
But one thing I do want to talk about as well with this picture, also from this shoot as well, because I was nervous about the shoot. First off, because like to be honest, my thing is like I'll be quite honest. Like for me, sometimes I don't know. I feel like a lot of photographers feel like this way, but we don't really say it. I like it when like models post my work as well, or like when they use my picture as a profile picture, like stuff like that. I appreciate. I'm not like giddy over heels and stuff over it, but like it's a nice gesture that I like. And like for me, it's like I try to not go for social media. I try to go for like magazines, publications. Like I know I did get you published, I think, in 2 magazines.
Yes.
2-3 magazines, I remember correctly. But one thing about me was like, I always try to go for that because I feel like, to be honest, having it in print lasts a whole lot longer than it being on social media. Oh, yeah. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I remember one of my mentors, I remember we were doing a shoot, and the one thing he told the models is it's better to go for print publication. It's better to go for those type of publications instead of just that. Like you can post on social media, yes, that's a short-term way to get you where you want to go, but the long-term is get yourself in print, get yourself in like on billboards, get yourself in like the digital billboards that you see like in Times Square and stuff like that. So it's like as a model, how do you feel about it? Well, not just as a model, but like working on both sides. How do you feel about like that thought?
Having to understand that the money and the real exposure comes from print and not Instagram.
Although now Instagram is, you can't get paid now, which is weird. Well, not weird to me. It's not weird, but we'll get to that later. But
Yeah,
continue.
well, I've done all of it, right? So I've done the commercial, I've done the print, I've done the billboards, like, and honestly, I think whatever works for you, right? I know girls who get a bunch of bookings through print, and I know a bunch of girls who have only done print and never even got paid a dime, like ever. I know people who do commercial work and make thousands of dollars in a few hours, and I know others that make zero. You know, I think it really just comes down to what works for you. For me personally, I know I get a lot of my bookings through the DMs, literally. So I have my Instagram set up as a business account, so only certain type of messages can even get through. If you don't follow me, you won't be able to message me. I just have a lot of things put into place. So, like booking, I won't say booking for me is easy, but it kind of is because once you build your own lane, people just come to you. There is no longer a situation of submitting to things and waiting for a response. It's I need you for this day for this many hours. What's your budget? Like it's straight to the point, and it works for me. It works for me. I know a lot of girls that just can't do that because their DMs just become over flooded with a bunch of other things. But luckily, I was able to minimize the amount of men just flirting, whatever, because it really just is an aura, right? Like it's a vibe of you're too intimidated to come and even say anything to me because it's like you don't know what the response is, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a very bad response, so you'd rather just avoid it. That's great for me because people who like to actually do business and aren't scared to have that business conversation will never even they won't even stutter. They won't even stutter. So that's the type of business I want to do with people, is people who are not scared to really get down to it. We're not here to play. Like we're
No,
not
I
here to
agree.
play at all.
I agree with that. What was I saying? Oh, so like from this shoot and all the other shoots we've done, the one thing that I always want to do is I want to get better with every shoot. So for you, like, well, I always ask this at the end of every shoot, but for me, like, well, from your side, do you think that like from the first time we shot to the last shoot that we did,
Mhm.
even now, do you feel like I'm going in the right path, or like is there anything
Yes.
anything that you would recommend? And the reason why I ask is because like I want to keep working with you, I want to keep building with you, but also I feel like that will also help me with other models, with also other clients and stuff
Right.
like that. So since we've worked together,
Hmm.
I feel like you would have the best input on to like okay how to improve, how stuff like that. So
Right. I think you at first were not you were familiar with your camera to a certain extent, right? Like I think one of the best things about me is that any photographer I work with, I try to push you guys to do something a little different or do something that you yourself haven't even done before, right? For our most recent shoot, I think I saw an extremely like exponential growth like come from you, only just from your understanding of even just your own camera and knowing what it is that you're looking for and how to get to that. I feel like at first it definitely was a lot of like trying to figure out what lighting would work best and your ISOs and like just trying to get like your white balance and making sure, like I feel like now it's just what it is that you're picturing in your head and you know exactly what you need to do in order to achieve that. The only advice I feel like I can truly give to you is just stay very strict and firm on your policies. Make sure that you make your money. Make sure that you protect yourself legally if anyone was to ever try to come at you with, I want my pictures or whatever, even though you always send pictures. So if you guys work with him, he gonna always send you your pictures. That's the best part, right? So even though you will never have something like that, but always just think, always be prepared for that one client that might just give you some trouble. Stay very strict and firm. You're very nice, and I feel like that might be an invitation for a lot of people to almost kind of use you. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Like, you're worth whatever price it is that you say you're worth, and that is not up for discussion for with anyone. There's no back and forth. That's your price, point blank, period.
You hurt? I'm joking.
No, but it's true.
No, but definitely I appreciate that. Like I said, this is for you to keep. Thank you.
Yes.
Definitely, like I said, definitely. Canvas Champs, if you're watching, please sponsor. But
Right.
no, but definitely, like I said, I love like any photographer, even models, for example. If you want to have your work printed,
Correct.
like this is good quality. Everything's good. It comes with like a peelable sticker, so you can put it on your wall. It's not going to tear, and it also come with a like so when you order it, if you want like extra proof or like extra reassurance that everything is good, the canvas is clean, all of that. It's $1.90. It's $1 and it's like $1, $2 extra, but completely worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And I said yours to
Someone
keep.
like me, I'm
Enjoy
gonna
it.
always pay the extra to make sure my stuff is good.
There you go.
This is
Um,
gorgeous. I can't. I'm in awe.
I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first printed, I was like, okay. When I went through Canvas Champs to put it up to like get it to see the digital version of it, but also to get it printed, I was like, okay, how can I get this right?
Right. No, right.
Again,
This
it
is
was just a
perfect.
perfect trying to be perfect mindset. But I'm happy that you like it. This is, like I said, one of my favorite shoots. I love the outfit on you. The white definitely looks good on you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Um,
Literally came in all white today. That's crazy. Oh my god, that's so beautiful. I can't. Thank you so much.
of course, anything. Like I
That's
said,
so
I
amazing.
like I said it was a birthday gift. So I do apologize. It took too long for it to
It's
get it to
okay.
you,
It's still a birthday. It's still my birthday. It's still my birthday, y'all.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's not. But definitely, this is going up in my room as soon as I get home. This is gorgeous. I can't. Wow.
All right, well, again, like I said, I love having you on here. I appreciate your time and also your insight. One thing I do want to, before we close out, one thing I do want to say is like, is there anything that you feel people should look out for, like model, like from a modeling aspect, from a production asset side of it? Like, is there anything that you feel personally that people should know about what it is to be actually working, like behind the scenes and stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that from
think
both sides?
just investment. Be very mindful that everything you do is an investment. You need to also invest your own money into your own craft. I think from all perspectives, we tend to forget about the expenses that photographers and videographers, producers have. $10,000 cameras, $150 rigs, like it's a lot, and I feel like especially my models understand that when you say things like, oh well, my hair and my nails and my makeup and my outfit, I promise you all of that stuff still doesn't equate to half of what that man has in his hands, or woman. And you have to be understanding about that, and just be very grateful and thank the people that pay you for your time, because things are hard right now and it's hard for everyone. And you know it's only going to get harder, honestly. And that's just being very honest. Things are getting very oversaturated. Don't stay stagnant. Work on your craft, invest, and uplift other people around you, because that's all you can do. Don't listen to the haters. Literally, there's always gonna be a hater. Don't listen to them. Like, it's so cliche, but it's true. Like, it truly is. Yeah, that's that. And just keep going. Just keep going. Don't stop.
I kind of want to piggyback off of that. Like you said, like you're always gonna have haters. One of my favorite comedians of all time, I think he said this. Cat Williams, I think he said this. If you don't have a hater, you're not doing well.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. If nobody's talking about you, you're probably not even doing anything. Like, and that's just being frank.
No, listen. So as we close off again, thank you for being here. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, your insight.
Of course. Thank you for having
Of course,
me.
it's always a pleasure to have you. I wish you nothing but success in all your endeavors, whatever
Thank you.
life may
Thank
take
you.
you. Any closing remarks that you want to say? Anything you want to say to the fans, your fans?
Oh man, I'm gonna start working again soon, guys. My foot is still not fully healed, but eventually it will be. I would like to say probably by December, so I'll be able to get super super in front of the camera again very soon. But till then, you guys are just gonna have to get a bunch of interviews and beauty shots because I can't wear heels at least till December. So yeah. Just wait on me. Literally don't give up on me. I'm still here. I'm still working. I promise. And yeah, God bless. Period.
And as always, remember to tell somebody that you love them. Time is limited. Make sure you spend that time. And also, this is just for all creatives and everybody. Just you understand, like, time is limited with your loved ones, with yourself. Prioritize your health. Prioritize family, friends.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you tell somebody you love them. Again, Angie, thank you again for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
And as always, remember, life is a gift. Life is a gift. Your talent is a gift. You choose what you want to do with it, and you take it from there. Once again, this is Behind the Scenes Podcast featuring with this lovely Angie Bella. Make sure you follow her on Instagram. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Follow the podcast. And thank you to Lobby BK Studio for having us here today.
Thank you so much, guys.
And that's a